Hello, and welcome to another video. And in this video, I am looking at my Winsor & Newton drawing ink collection. I'm swatching out all my old favorites as well as the new ones I got in the most recent haul. And what drew me to Winsor & Newton in the first place was very much the aesthetic. I love the old style illustrations on the packaging as well as the bottles themselves. Just looking at them makes me happy. I love to have them out. I would love to use them more than I am at the moment. Life is kicking my ass and I'm not getting to art the way I would like to. It's been very draining. But I'm hoping to set all my supplies out in a more easier to access way, including swatching all these things out so I know exactly what I want to reach for, exactly what I want to use, what colors I need. I did the same with my Reeves acrylic paints, but I thought I'd make these ones a little bit more fancy. I am very much inspired by the Ferris Wheel Press's display of their inks on their website. It's definitely a wish list item. I would love to get my hands on some Ferris Wheel Press inks. They look so beautiful. But for now, I should use the supplies that I have and hop back on hauls for a little bit, though it's quite difficult. I know we all love new supplies. It's addictive, but I need to use the ones I have and stop buying so much. Just appreciate all the good things that I have access to. Now these inks here, I have canary yellow, sunshine yellow, vermilion, and crimson. I love yellow. It's one of my favorite colors. And I'm definitely more drawn to sunshine yellow here. I love the warmth in it. But canary yellow is more versatile when it comes to mixing. It's cooler, so it mixes better with blues and greens. But it's also not so cool that it doesn't mix well with the reds. Um, but in any case, all these colours do mix really well. It takes a fair bit for them to get muddy, which is very handy. It's probably because they're so vibrant and bright and absolutely stunning. Much like the crimson, that beautiful pink red, and this purple, which is another really bright sort of pinky magenta. I wouldn't have labeled it as purple myself. I think it's a bit too pink for that, but the violet is a stunning purple. Um, so I think it definitely makes up for it. That can be a bit of a nuisance when it does come to these inks. They don't quite match the color that's on the packaging, which is fine. I'm more than willing to take risks, but I know for other people it would be very annoying. Now, Winsor & Newton does have a display of all their inks online, so you can see all the colors, but like anything on computer screens or on your phone, the monitor settings may not always quite match right. The photos might not capture the light correctly. So it doesn't quite match up to what you may be expecting depending on the color that you think you're buying. Now, purple here is definitely far pinker than a traditional purple, um, whereas vermilion is a lot like what you would think a vermilion would be, but the packaging shows it to be far more red, which it throws you. You think, oh, purple is a lot pinker, so the vermilion may be more red. No, it is very vermilion. Well, that's good, but now I'm a bit thrown. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Um, Also to note, these inks are not light fast. They're absolutely fantastic for illustrations, scanning them in, sketchbook work, any sort of thing that's not going to be displayed, which is most of my work at the moment. I'm just taking the time to have fun. But if you wanted to do any more sized pieces. These are not really display level inks. Even as you can see here, the ultramarine and the blue look really, really similar. Their blue is a fair few shades lighter in person than ultramarine, but they look maybe one shade different, which doesn't quite capture the difference between them. Now, if you were looking for one that's more versatile, blue is probably your way to go. It would mix in a lot more different directions, where ultramarine's that bit darker and may not mix so readily to get lighter colors if you were only looking to get, one blue, one green, uh, one yellow, and one red to start with. Now, the first green I got was the Viridian, which is the one to the left, which I have cut off because I am terrible with the camera. I'm terrible with knowing where my display is. I'm very bad at these sort of things. It's been a year now, and I am still just working on improving my display. Now, Viridian is not a very very versatile green. I love it. It's one of my favorite shades of green. You've got your Viridian, your phthalo green. They are my favorite kinds of green, but they're not true greens. They don't mix to get your true greens. Now, there is also the emerald green and brilliant green, which you can't see very well, but I will go through everything at the end so you will see them better. I would say for the most versatile green, brilliant is probably your way to go, but emerald is very, very similar. So either one of them, you will probably have a very versatile range of mixes from them. But if you're a sucker for your Viridian, I would not pass it up. It's a stunning shade, absolutely stunning shade of uh, greeny blue, that that color family that I am most obsessed with. We also have, to round out the collection, almost, deep red and peach brown. The only color that I didn't swatch on these cards is the white. It is a more acrylic based, and it functions quite differently to the rest of these, so I kind of have kept it separate. I also know what color white is quite readily. It is very much white. There is no trickery on that packaging, so it is all good. But as you can see, I have quite a range of colours. I'm very happy with my collection. But as I said, if you just want to get a couple to try out, I would recommend canary yellow, blue, brilliant green, and maybe peat brown. Oh, also a red, but so far I'm not happy with any of the reds as a true red. But I think peat brown is quite good because mixing brown without getting it muddy looking can be difficult. But no, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learnt something or come away with a desire to get some inks. But in any case, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.